when I start to explain to people everything that goes on is that when I get into that ring, I can let out the emotions I can't let out all the time. Every single day is a blessing I wake up. And every single day I wake up is because of him. Every day I wake up, I realize that it's a gift. That he doesn't have to wake me up every morning. I don't have to be awake every morning. Actually, I shouldn't be alive, honestly. With everything that happened, I shouldn't be alive. Like, there's been multiple times I got shot at. I've been stabbed. Like, bro, I should have been dead. But I'm still here.
Welcome to the Elevated Limits podcast show. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Elevated podcast. Today we have a special guest in the building. He's currently a professional boxer, 11-0, 5 knockouts. You know, I went to his fight at Wind Creek last year, and, you know, not only is my guy a great fighter, he's a great performer. Like, you're going to be entertained. So please help me welcome my brother, Thanjháe Teasley. Did I say that right, bro?
Close enough. It was close enough. It was good.
My dog. I'm trying, bro. We had this. Just so y'all know, I took like 5 to 10 minutes practicing bro's name to make sure I do it right. Cause just be honest, most people say it wrong.
Yeah, all the time.
So tell people how to really say your name, bro.
It's Thanjháe Teasley, but a lot of people either say Thanjháe, Thanjháe. They're different names. Some people even call me Tanji, and I'm like, yo, where do you get Tanji from? It's nothing like Thanjháe. But hey, it's a unique name.
It's a unique name, bro. Would you know where that name come? Like where? Like who gave you that name? Like who came up with it? Like where it's from or anything?
Both my parents, they both say like, oh, I got that name. And then my other parent would be like, nah, I got that name. And then like my middle name is Nakeem, and then I heard like that means warrior and stuff.
Okay,
so,
okay.
All I know is that my initials spell TNT. And I'm like, all right, that's cool.
I'm cool with that. Yeah. Like, it don't gotta get too deep. Like as long as I know that, okay. That's tough, bro. Yo, bro, our conversation last night was dope, bro. Just getting to know more about you, knowing about your journey, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, like, there's a lot of things I feel like you went through that most people don't know about, right? Yeah. A lot of that starting off with your childhood, man. You were bouncing around your entire childhood, city to city, school to school. You even mentioned going to 8 to 9 elementary schools, bro. So how would you describe your childhood if you had to summarize it?
My childhood was interesting. That's the best way to summarize it. Very interesting. And because my mother, she did whatever she had to do to put food on the table. So she was always there. Like that was my mother and my father. There was times when my father was there, but for the most part, it was just my mother and I. I bounced around from school to school. We went to different area to area. Sometimes she just did it because she had the fun. She wanted to move to a different area, moving to nice areas. Then there was other times where it wasn't like that. Like I remember in 3rd grade, the cops, they came into my crib. Actually, you can search this article up online. The article's still there. The article is kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie.
What you mean, bro?
All right, so the article says, like, my mother and my father, they got into a big argument.
Okay.
And some stuff happened. You can read inside the article. And then the police were called. But the police, when they came into the apartment, you know, they found a lot more stuff than just my mother and my father getting into that physical argument. You know, they found, it's in the article, so I can say it. They found, you know, different types of drugs, guns, all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I remember just waking up to mad cops storming the crib, and I'm confused, like, because at first, like, I woke up in the middle of them arguing. I'm sitting here, I look over, I'm smiling, cause I'm thinking that they're just tussling around, joking around. Cause my mom's like, go back to sleep. I'm like, all right, bet. I went back to sleep. I wake up to mad cops in the crib, and I'm confused now. Then as they're carrying me out, I'm like, hold up, what you doing?
Oh, wait, off me. What?
Yeah, like they picked me up out the bunk bed, cause I'm only like 3rd grade. Then my grandmother come and grab me. So then that was like one of the first main times I ever got separated from my mother, cause then from there, well, that I can remember, cause yeah. So I started living with my grandmother at that time. Then I was acting very feral. I wasn't acting normal, cause I was just mad. So then my grandmother, she puts me in one of my mom's old friend's house. Let's call her a friend, her old friend's house, and I started living with them for a little bit. You know, I was just writing my mom all the time, writing her while she was in cell.
So she was, at this time, you're how old? Like,
I was in 3rd grade, so I was like 8, 9 years old.
8, 9 years old. Mom's in jail right now.
Yeah.
And
she upstate.
She's upstate. You're writing your mom letters right now, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how are you acting? Like, once you got separated from your mom, you say you were acting very feral. Like, but like, what do you mean? Like, how are you acting? Like, when you didn't have your mom and you were just now a young kid trying to figure it out?
So my mom always made sure I didn't end up being like how or especially not like my father or anybody like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I already sent me out to the Bronx multiple times. That's where my father was at.
Yeah.
So I already knew how it was, and plus it runs in my blood. So she was suppressing it. Don't get me wrong. But then when I started with my grandmother, and my grandmother lived in Northampton.
Okay.
So I'm inside of a Northampton school area.
Oh, it's way different.
Yeah, exactly. And then these kids, they over here like, oh, they act like some type of reality TV show where they can mess with somebody and not expect no type of repercussions or consequences. So
they trying to hit you with like they try to bully you. And...
Yeah, and I'm not going for that.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm wilding out. Then it causes problems at home. So then my grandmother sent me over there. Right, my mom. Then one day my mom surprised me out of person. I didn't even know she was getting out. So then I remember she surprised me. Went downstairs, seen her. That was cool. And then I ended up going to a different elementary school again. And then from there I ended up moving in with she's like my aunt. This one lady. She's like my aunt. My brother Anthony's mom. Then from there moved in with my mom again for a little bit. And then what was it? Before I moved back in with her, I think I moved out again. We moved somewhere else. And then from there, all the way up until middle school, we were living together.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it hit 8th grade, I moved in with my cousin Justin, Javante, with my Aunt Chantel, Uncle John, Haynes, you know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I moved in with them in my 8th grade year because mad stuff was going on yet again. Then freshman year for high school, I went to 4 different high schools. My mom was like, all right.
4 different high schools.
Yeah, bro.
8, 9 different elementary schools. And then 8th grade, you stayed at the same middle school,
yeah,
right? You just got lucky.
Yeah.
And then 4 or 5 different high schools, bro.
Yeah, 4 different
So
ones.
what, if you don't mind me asking, what was the instability that was happening in your mom's household that you couldn't stay with her full time? If you're okay to talk about that.
There was a lot of things. Some of the things she just couldn't control, and she was working on bettering her life and getting out of the lifestyle that she was in.
Gotcha.
So I had to leave. Then there was other times where she went back to jail, not for too long. Overall, like, first off, let me put this out here. My mother is a great woman, very great, strong, independent woman. Works extremely hard. Always works hard. Always did everything she had to do. Always took care of us. Always made sure she made the sacrifice that she had to make. So when I describe all this stuff, I want people to remember that she is an amazing woman. It's not like she was bad. Everything that happened is because it happened for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like she was out here being stupid. Nah, she was doing stuff because she was a single mother. She had to do what she had to do to provide.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, 9th grade, moved out to Whitehall, there for like a couple of months. I'm gonna be real. I couldn't really stand it too much either over there.
Whitehall.
Yeah, like there was cool people and everything like that, but also at the time I'm in 9th grade, so I'm not as mature. And then there's certain times where I'm opening a little too much to certain people, and then they play me. It was a little weird.
Yeah, you didn't know who to trust. You try to make friends. You say something you probably shouldn't have said because you don't know that person like that yet. Now they're talking behind your back.
Yeah, exactly. And after I adjusted and started realizing, I was like, okay, that's a learning lesson. Let me chill out. Because most of the time, my mom always tried to keep me secluded, but she couldn't, realistically.
Right.
They'll be like, oh, stay in the crib. Okay, I'm outside. Like, she leaves. I knew she going to be gone for the whole day. I'm outside. Like, come on now. So then I moved back to Lib, 10th grade. And from Liberty, mad stuff happened. In 10th grade, there was so much going on that nobody would have even known that was going on. Like, I was going to Votech, everything was cool. I had a girlfriend at the time and everything. I was like, everything was smooth. I was running track, life was going great.
Things are starting to look like they're getting better now. Like, all right, like my life's starting to feel like a little normal.
Yeah, like I'm staying focused. I'm studying in school. I'm taking care of my grades. And then one of my brothers passed away, and he died in a car accident. He wasn't even driving.
Wow.
So it messed us up. And then yet again, that just brought me back into a dark space. So in school, nobody knows this, but outside of school, I was wilding. And then my mom, she's like, all right, I'm sending you out to New York. She sent me back to the Bronx with my father. So now I'm over there at John F. Kennedy High School in the Bronx. Now I'm going to school out there. Everything's smooth with football and stuff, but there's a lot of other issues. It's the Bronx, so I'm not going to speak too much. But
yeah, it's you know how it is in there.
Exactly.
Inner city, like, for sure. So then you end up going to the Bronx. You live there. How long do you end up living out there before you end up coming back?
It was just about a year. Maybe,
a year?
Maybe not too long of a year. Yeah, just around a year.
And then what like, how'd you come back? Your mom was like, yo, it's time for you to come back? Or your dad was like, yo, I got to send you back because you...
Nah, not even. So my father always made sure that he stayed strict with me because he didn't want me to end up being like everybody else. But at the same time, he knows I'm a leader, not a follower. So yeah, there'll be times I get into things. Of course, I'm not going to tell him because
for sure,
my father. But at the moment, things just weren't going right at home. Things weren't looking too good, and I was focusing on football and track, and I needed to gain more weight and eat. And then there was even certain times where I was stealing from the store just to get some food and everything like that too.
Right. Wow.
So, and then yet again, I'm not blaming on none of my parents and nothing like that. I'm not blaming my father and stuff. It's just stuff was happening, unfortunate situations. And then looking back at it, honestly, if I had a little bit more of a different mentality, I mean, I did find ways to make my money that I had to do, but I probably would have been just. It's good that I left. Honestly, it's good that I left. I left at the right time. That's the perfect time. I left at the perfect time.
So, start off Whitehall, then you go to the Bronx.
No, I went to
you went to Liberty, then you go to the Bronx, and then you go back to Liberty.
Yeah, I went back to Liberty for a little bit.
For your senior year?
Nah, actually, that's the funny thing. My senior year, for some reason, I'm trying to remember why. I think it was for football or something. My senior year, my mom was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Caddy." Like, huh?
Oh, you went to Caddy your senior year?
Yes, bro.
That's wild,
bro.
So
bro.
junior year you're at Liberty, then senior year you go to Caddy.
Bro.
What was that? What was like?
That's why I just keep saying, bro. Remember how I told you, like, and when I was in elementary to one school, they thought that everything was like a movie. You niggas get whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, yet again, in school, I'm staying patient, I'm letting it rock because they were more strict over there. Like, one thing I noticed was, I'm going to keep it a bean. I'm not even going to lie. One thing I noticed is that there were certain people, mainly minorities, they'll get in worse trouble compared to other people that are fighting, arguing, getting in problems or anything like that. And at first, I'm like, nah, that's not it. But I'm witnessing this stuff with my own eyes.
Right.
Bro, I mean, there was people that were trying to sit there because there were certain things that I had to do. Like, I signed up for this one All-American game tryout and everything like that. Ended up making it. I was like, oh, snap. I was hyped because most of the highlights I got from was either from New York or from other schools.
Right.
And even inside of Caddy, I wasn't doing bad. Once they put me in my first game on defense for safety, I did not get out for the rest of the season.
Tough.
And then as a wide receiver, I made some mistakes, but then from there, I adjusted, got even better.
Right.
So there's a lot of times you're like, oh, because I went out to California. Well, before that, I went out to this All-American game in camp. And then at first, everybody's like, oh, you're lying. I'm like, there's photo proof. What the hell is there to lie about? What did I do? Like, why am I going to lie? Just keep it a bean. Like, they all, bro, I remember this one person was in the cafeteria, bro. I'm glad I'm a changed man because, yo, he was in the cafeteria. He stood up on the chair and was like, oh, mad. He exaggerated. He's like, oh, everybody give it a hand for Thanjháe he's about to go to the American game. And he started clapping his hands like this.
He's dragging it.
Yo, he was dragging it. So in my head, I was on some what's that movie where talking about on October 3rd? Mean Girls.
Yep.
In my head, I grabbed his ankles from under him, pulled him off the table, and started decking him. Bop, bop, bop. But at the same time, I was like, I can't do that. I have a future. I'm about to leave.
You had too much to lose at the time.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, yo, I'm not doing this.
So I knew I wanted to go to California. The funny thing was,
I want to talk about that, bro. So like, you graduate high school, and I thought it was interesting. You said you moved to California, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know anybody out there. From my understanding, do you know people out there? Did you have family out there?
All right, so I didn't have family, but I did. I met somebody a while ago. You know, remember in middle school when cake was popping?
Cake was popping in middle school.
So it's funny because I used to go on these online apps, meet people from all around the world. And I met this one girl, just a homie. Her name's Monique, homie.
Okay, cool.
Met her online, and then we always stayed in contact. Obviously, she was a real person, got to see her and stuff. But then through her, mutual friends was, there was some other girl that I met. We were talking, chatting up online, going on video chats and stuff. Mm-hmm. She flew me out for prom.
Flew you out for prom is crazy.
Yeah.
In 2016, that wasn't
2017.
even... 2017. Wow.
Yeah.
So she flew you out for prom, you went out there.
I go for it.
Yo, you hype. You so hype about that, yo.
I got flown out. In high school.
Yo, in high school is crazy.
In high school, I got flown out.
Okay, so you got flown out, and that kind of... Did that give you, like, what it looked like? Like, oh, yo, Cali's fire.
Yeah, because even before that, I already wanted to go. But it was a plus because the area I was planning on moving to, she lived in that area. So it was really a plus. So I'm like, oh, bet. I'm meeting somebody already, and I'm about to move out here. To kill two birds with one stone. So,
was there any reason in particular that you wanted to, like, move across the... Like, outside of that, like, you wanted to move across the country? Like, this is PA. Cali's literally on the opposite side of the country. Mm-hmm. Besides the girl and you knowing... You have people out there that you met. Is there anything else that made you want to just leave PA, like go mad far?
It's actually funny. Remember how I told you I was living with my grandmother?
Yeah.
I used to listen to a lot of Kendrick Lamar, Absol, people people different types of music from California, and as I'm listening to all that stuff, I used to just sit there and, you know, like Diamond Company and all that stuff in middle school and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I used to just love their fashion. I used to love the lifestyle, and it was always warm over there. So I'm watching how everybody lives over there. I'm like, yo, this would be smooth over here. I definitely want to go over here. And as I kept getting older, I kept looking at more and more colleges, and more. Then I started realizing as well how much harder it is to get recruited into a college across the country compared to an area near you. Because I did have other colleges in the area that I could have gone to, but I really wanted to get out of here. Like, since I was young, I've always wanted to get out of here. But then it kept getting more and more and more. It was more like, my mom used to say this, and I never really accepted it until recently. I was running away from my problems. I didn't want to think about pain and none of that stuff no more, because, bro, I seen a lot of stuff from a young age. From a young age, I seen guns, people dying.
Mm-hmm.
I had one of my boys got killed in my arms.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like mad stuff that happened. And the funniest part is that, yet again, nobody would be able to suffice that this happened to me. Nobody would understand.
Right.
Even for years, I kept this away from my own mother and my own father, because the way they were, if I would have told them all this stuff, like certain things that happened, it would have been bad. It would have been close.
Right.
So while I'm in school every single day, I'm literally sitting there just putting on a facade. Like, everybody's like, oh, he's always happy, he's always got mad energy, he's always dancing, this and that. Half the time I always had headphones in, because if I didn't have my headphones, I'm crashing out on somebody.
Right.
And nobody would know that, because I was really good and in tune with my emotions. I knew how to control my emotions for the most part. And honestly, there was just mad pain, man. There was just mad pain.
It's crazy, bro. Like, cause you do you hide it really well. You know what I mean? Like, even because when we was playing 7-on-7 growing up as kids and stuff like that, bro, you was always like the jokester, the funny person, dancing, like goofing around.
Yeah.
So you would never, like, you never like showed that you were carrying all that with you. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. So you go to Cali, though. You're out there. You're running track, right? I know the football situation didn't all the way work out.
Yeah.
But what happens that has you come back? You know what I mean? Because you were out there for a year or two, right?
No, I was out there I left 2017. I came back in 2021.
Oh, so you were out there for 4 years?
I was out in Cali from 2017 to 2019, and then I moved out to Utah. And then
all right, so okay. So let's talk about Cali. Like, why 2017 to 2019 you're in Cali? What is that lifestyle like? And then what ends up happening that makes you go to Utah?
So lifestyle in Cali, everything was smooth when I first moved out there. You know,
that's how it always starts, bro. It starts all smooth.
So it started off so smooth. I had a good job. Everything was going good, bro.
My fault.
No, you're good though.
I just like the way you talk, bro. You're like, yo, it was smooth, bro. I like that, bro. It was smooth, like.
At first, yeah, because it was. Like, everything was so smooth at first. And I'm sitting there, I'm in there, had a job, everything was good. And then next thing you know, the life was like, you thought, like, nah, bro. Like, you thought. You ain't going to, God had to open my eyes, like, bro, you're not finna run away from your problems for long. You want to run from your problems? All right, bet. You're going to have some new problems then.
Yeah.
Not until I healed and learned from my past mistakes.
Right.
What made it worse was that while I was in Cali, I had more and more people out here dying.
Wow.
Getting shot.
Wow.
Getting killed. People over. Bro, I remember my own uncle. He's not my blood uncle. He's like my uncle. Bro, he got killed by getting stabbed up and cut up by a machete in the Bronx. My brother Tyrell Holmes. I'm sure you heard about this case.
Yeah.
2018 when that happened to him.
That was hard, bro.
And then 2017, right after I moved out here, my cousin Paris got killed.
Wow.
Bro, like so I'm over there. All this stuff is happening. Not even just over here, but a lot of other people I'm loving are dying. Like, I'm so used to seeing death that I'm just numb to it now. But all these close people are just passing away. So when all this stuff is happening, bro, like, I started wilding. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm doing good in school at first. I get 2 different counts of food poisoning. The second count of food poisoning, I caught a stomach virus from. So when I caught that stomach virus, it threw me back off of sports, out of school and everything, because I was in the hospital for like a good 3-4 weeks. So the first 2 weeks, I went from like 185, 190 down to like 135, 138, like around that weight. Because I'm literally just throwing up every single day, throwing up no food, I'm losing myself.
Right.
So then I remember I came out the hospital, and I wasn't in video chat with my mom or nothing, because I didn't want her to know. So I finally showed her, I finally video chat her. She thought I was on drugs. Like, that's how bad it was.
Wow.
Like, that's how skinny I was. Like, I really did look like a crackhead. And from there, it was hard for me to gain weight. It was hard for me to get back into school. All the stuff is hitting me. Depression's hitting me. I'm losing track with God because when I was young, I always grew up inside the church. I was always close to God. I always had a relationship. Even if I wasn't in church, I had my own personal relationship.
Right.
So all this stuff is happening. Now that I'm at the hospital, now I don't care about nothing. Now I'm like, you know what? I need bread. I need this. I need that. Because at this point, now I'm living with my one boy. He's like my brother. Yeah, Quez, my other boy Kai, our boy Tavon. Literally inside of an apartment, there was a 2-bedroom apartment. There was 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 6 of us in a dog.
Wow.
Because we were just making ends meet, doing what we had to do, grinding. And then from there, I remember I moved out of there. I moved in with my boy Izzy, and we were doing what we had to do to make money. And then I even got a little side job at a dog parlor and everything too. And there was just a lot of stuff happening, like to the point when I say I was angry, bro, and angry at the world and just angry at life, angry at myself especially. I was angry at myself more than anything else. It caused me to do the wrong things. It caused me to go back into a hole where I should have never been. It caused me to go into those generational curses. There's times where I'm allegedly getting in shootouts.
Right.
I've been getting shot at. You know, there was a alleged time where I had to do something that changed my life forever, where it was either my life or somebody else's, allegedly.
Right.
And stuff happened. And I ain't gonna lie, to this day, it messes me up. But, hey, bro, there ain't no bunk beds in the casket. And nobody else gonna be down there with me besides myself, bro. I can't.
I hear you, bro.
So
you go through a crazy amount of stuff, bro. Like a roller coaster of emotions, like angry at the world, one thing after another, right? You went from peaking to now, like, you're in a valley, bro. What makes you say, okay, it's time to go to Utah? Utah is a random state, bro.
Yo, nah, it is.
Like, what makes you want to go there?
All right, so since I was fighting all the time, I was like, yo, I'm getting too old for this. I might as well do this legally. Find some way to make money out of it. Do it legally or something. Because my brother Jonathan Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah, I've seen y'all, like, y'all be running, working out together. I've been seeing y'all.
So we've been cool since middle school. Like this since middle school.
Yo, he's tough too, bro.
Yo,
he's tough, bro.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
He's a dog. So, yeah, we've been like this in middle school. When he started boxing, it was like 7th, 8th grade, something like that. And he's been telling me to get into the boxing gym. Even in middle school, there's a lot of times, yet again, I was fighting in school and outside of school. There was times where instead of me fighting inside the gym with him, I was fighting outside of the gym. I'm fighting other boxers outside the gym.
Right.
So, like, I don't know why I didn't do it back then. If I would have done it back then, I ain't gonna lie, who knows?
Should be
who knows
out of here by now, bro.
Yeah, but, what? So I'm talking to him about it. He finally convinced me to do it. And then I'm sitting there. At first, I was gonna move back to Philly, move over to Philly because I was gonna live with my aunt or live with my cousin and just box out there. My mom, because she always wants to, she wanted to be close to me. She ends up moving to Utah. I don't know why. It was random. I said the same thing. She tried asking me multiple times, oh, you need to move out here. It's really nice. You'll be able to clear your head. It's beautiful in nature. I'm not hearing none of that. Like, no. It's in Utah. So then she finally convinces me. I go out there because she also told me that there was this one coach named Coach Foley, which helped me out a lot as well, too, in life, helped me kind of like get back into that good headspace. So I move out there. First 6 months, I'm living with my mom. And then I finally am able to move out, get my own apartment. Everything's going now in Utah, I could say everything was going smooth and actually stayed smooth.
Okay, cool.
So everything stays smooth.
That's good, bro.
Now, don't get me wrong. In Utah, there's some times that certain incidents happen as well, too. Out in Utah, you'll be surprised. It was weird. When I went to Salt Lake City, Polynesians and Africans were beefing. I was lost. People thought that I was Polynesian. At first, I remember the first time I heard about a Polynesian, because I just used to think of them as Hawaiian or Samoan.
Right.
Somebody like, oh, you Poly? I'm like, nah, bro, I got family that gangbang, but I don't gangbang. They're like, what? I'm like, I don't, nah, bro.
I don't even know what y'all are on right now.
Yeah, I don't know what you want, but what's up? Like, what's popping? So then, I'm used to saying what's popping, though, too, because in the Bronx, it's just mad bloods and everything like that. So like I said, I got mad family that gangbang and everything. I got family that's blood, I got family that's Crip. So I'll use the lingo and stuff, but I don't intentionally do it. It's just what I grew up with. So then, yeah, I'm in Utah. Everything's going smooth. My brothers Jamari, my brother Rigo, Justin. Like, I built a family bond with people over inside of California. Even my brother Jamarcus Cali. Built a family bond with people in California and people in Utah that I didn't have a bond with before, and I made new family while I was out there. So then, in boxing, everything was going great. Coach Foley helped me out a lot, and everything's going great out there. But then it gets to the point where I've only been out there for, say, a year. And, 2020 happened. So I moved out there in 2019. 2020 happens. There's no training. There's no nothing. So everything that we're doing it on our own, basically. We're training on our own. Our coach, Coach Foley, would try to help out as much as he can whenever he could, but he was also very busy, and it's COVID. So he also he has a wife. So, and great woman too. Her name's Sana. She was also like another mother, another father combo. They're cool as hell. They helped me out a lot, and there would be times where they kept the gym closed, but after a while, they finally allowed me to just go into the gym even by myself. So I would just go in there. Yeah, I'll be watching videos. I'll go in there. At one point, when the COVID lockdown first happened, my brother Jamari and I, because he started living with me in my apartment, we literally set up a ghetto boxing ring with shoe boxes, couches, and an air mattress.
That's fire.
And he was a little shorter, but he's heavier. So we're basically boxing on the inside the whole time. We're dead sparring mad rounds in that little living room space. It was funny as heck.
So one of your boys basically like pushed you to go box when you were in Utah. That's originally where it started.
Yeah, he pushed me, like, Jonathan pushed me. He's been pushing me to go box, but then...
Since you were younger, right? Jonathan's been since day one. Like, yo, you gotta box, Yeah. And then, but what was that defining moment where it was like, was it in Utah where you started to actually, like...
So I moved to Utah so I could start boxing serious. Because in Cali, there was this one moment where I was inside of a street fight. And... yet again, just protecting myself.
Right.
So something happened, and actually, this knuckle, I don't know if you see it.
I can see it right away, bro. Yeah. That looks crazy.
We got into this big old street. This is this huge street.
That don't even look right, bro. That don't even look normal.
Nah, that's the thing. At the time, I didn't have medical insurance, so I didn't go to the hospital, and I found out that I actually might have broken it. But, I mean, I don't feel no pain. It's fine.
Right.
But I might have broken it, but I let it heal on its own. And what happened was there was a big old brawl, and it was some of us from the football team, from the JUCO team, against, there was like 6 of us against a whole, you know how inside of college, how they have sports houses?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for some reason, the track runners, and it's funny because I actually started running for track for the team.
That's what I'm saying, like, bro, you was on the track team, now you fighting your former teammates?
No,
like,
that's the thing, I wasn't fighting my former, so there's
you was fighting the football people?
Nah, I was with the football team because I was supposed to be on the football team as well before the sickness happened. So, boom, like in Bethlehem, we have Lehigh University and we have Moravian University,
yeah, facts. Right?
So over there, we had Chico State University and Butte College, which is the JUCO. So you had people in the JUCO I would connect more because you had people from down south, you had people from out west, you had people from out east, people from all over. Those are my peoples.
Right.
So I remember we got into this brawl. There was only like 6 of us. And I'm not exaggerating this. I could look you dead in the eyes and tell you this. There was at least 12 to 13 of them. And I have witnesses that I could dead call up. There was at least like 12 to 13 of them, bruh. Luckily, yet again, like I said, they were on a soccer team and track team. So, some of them were Aki, but realistically, they
football players, you should hold that down.
You feel me? Yeah. And plus, all of us, all the squad, all the people I was with, and I surrounded myself with, we either from down south or from out east. Mm-hmm. So, and then some of the people was also from, so we're in Northern Cal, and they're Southern Cal. Some of the people were from the Bay Area, which is kind of like in the middle of that, and then, which is like San Francisco, all that, Oakland, all that. And then you had people from LA. So, we had people from all over there, and the people who were fighting, they started it. They started it with us. Mm-hmm. They originally started with me, but then my people were backing me up. So I remember we got into this big brawl. Boom, I hit one bull like right here on the jaw, but his tooth came out a little bit, like out his lip, and punctured. That's why I had that dot on my knuckle. Yep. Punctured my knuckle, and I'm sitting there. I'm in pain, but I'm like, I got the adrenaline, so I don't care. So I'm just going back and forth everywhere. To go back to the main subject, one of the bulls on the football team was surprised like how good I was fighting, and they asked like, "Bro, how long you be fighting for?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, how long you been fighting for? I felt like the color purple. I've been fighting my whole life. All my life I had to fight. Like how Kendrick Superboy said.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, bro. So
that sparked the interest a little bit. Like it brought it back. Yeah. Like, yo, I should probably really start doing this.
For real.
If multiple people are saying this, my boy from my hometown, and now someone all the way out here in Cali is telling me like, I got hands. Like maybe something there's something here, right? It probably drew that curiosity.
Yo, and then besides just that, I just had an intuition. Like, when my mom told me that too, at first I'm like, nah, but then...
Oh, so your mom told you too? Like,
no, she told me to go to Utah. Because at first I told him, like, Mom, I'm going to take boxing serious. And she was on board, but at the same time she wasn't on board because, I'm her only child. I'm her baby. So she's like, because she used to never let me box anyways. But I still didn't care. I used to fight all the time.
Right.
But yeah. So when all this happened, she's like, yeah, just come to Utah. I already found a coach for you. This and that, da da da. That's how I met Coach Foley, and that's how everything in Utah started unraveling and happening. So then in Utah, I started. I was sending videos to Jonathan still. Jonathan's helping me out. His Coach Indy was helping me out sometimes. His father, aka our head coach. They're giving me feedback and stuff. Like I said, my Coach Foley would always help me out as well. He always gave me feedback, helped me out as much as he could. He was also just a busy man, so I'll be traveling different gyms, sparring and stuff, getting experience. And I remember at one point, I started getting like I got even more closer to God than I used to be, because in the past I was always close to him. We had a relationship, but in Utah I got even more and more closer to them, to the point where I always listen to my intuition. I feel like my intuition is sent
It's
from
like that
somewhere.
gut feeling.
Yeah. So my actually I just had this past week I had something crazy happen. Like my intuition was telling me it, and then I just got confirmation this morning. Like, yeah, okay, I knew I wasn't bugging. So from this other person, but that's another story.
Yeah.
But yeah. So when all this stuff happened, I kept praying, kept talking to him, and something just kept telling me like, yo, you have to go back home. Like originally planned, but then this time it's like, yo, you really have to go back home. Plus there was some other stuff that was popping off in Utah anyways. I was like, okay, yeah,
It's time to get out of there.
Yeah, it's time to get the hell out of here. It's time to go back home. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
2021, I made that sacrifice. I moved out, had a great apartment. Everything was going good. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have to restart over again. I was like, it's all right. I'm going to make that sacrifice because I know it's going to pay off. And so far, it's paying off.
So 2021, you become pro. You come back home.
Nah, I turned pro in 2022.
2022.
2021, I come back home, right? My first fight back home, I actually took an L. I took a lesson. And
Amateur fight?
Yeah, because I was an amateur at this time. And we went to a tournament down south. I made it to the finals. And right when I'm about to fight for a championship belt, and that fight, it was a close fight. I'm fighting another guy who has mad experience. At that time, I only started boxing in 2019. 2020, we kind of get no experience. So I only had like 1 year experience prior to this. So then 2021, after that, it just woke up a hunger where I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna feel like that ever again. I'm not ever gonna want to take a lesson again.
Right.
So from there, I'm just grinding, working hard. Coach Inyo, Coach Fernando, Coach Louis. Coach Fernando was a coach at the time. He's not there right now, but he was also a great coach. Coach Louis, Coach Nelson, like all these different we're different coaches inside of our one gym. We're all working hard as a family. Then the Golden Glove tournament comes up, and they put me in the Golden Glove tournament, first ever time I'm in the tournament. Then they had me inside the Elite Open class. What the Elite Open class is, there's novice, there's intermediate, then there's Elite Open class. Elite Open class is when you're 18 and up, but I'm fighting in an open class is I only have like, at the moment, I think 9, 10 fights. I'm fighting people over hundreds of fights.
Wow.
So they're telling me all this stuff. My coach will always remind me, like, yo, it doesn't matter who they are. When you step in that ring, that's your ring. At the end of the day, God got you. You know what to do. You know how hard you work. You know God, we show up every single morning to keep pushing. You have to do this. You're going to be fine. Who cares about none of that? So I'm going through the Golden Glove tournament. I'm winning, and I'm winning. Everything's feeling great. Then we get to the finals, and when I searched up my opponent in the finals,
that's the worst thing you could have did.
Bro, because I'm trying to look at film of him because I don't know who he is. It said he won. He participated and won like some national tournaments, like open class national tournaments, which means like everybody from around in America participated in this tournament. He's winning national Golden Glove tournaments. This is just what I'm seeing online. So, and that was right before the fight. So now we're in the locker room. We're warming up. His coach and him are warming up as well. They're warming up together. But then his coach, which I know him too, he's pretty cool. He's from Philly. He's funny. He's sitting there. He's like, yeah, look at him. He's scared. As he's saying this, I'm in my head. Now I took it personal. On some Michael Jordan stuff. Like now I took that personal. Like,
right.
You say I'm scared? All right, bet I'm gonna show you scared. I ended up winning by stoppage in his own in his own hometown over in Philly. And then I ended up going to the finals, won the Golden Glove tournament.
Wow.
My first ever Golden Glove tournament I participated in. We ended up winning. So from there, my coach, Jonathan, my manager, and the other coach convinced my head coach to turn me pro, which caught me all the way off guard. Because I'm telling myself, like, all right, I'm going to Team USA, work to go to the Olympics. I want to go to the Olympics, do this, do that. My coach, he's Puerto Rican. He has a strong accent. He's like, yo, Ba, what's up? We're going to throw you pro, bro. I'm like, huh? He's like, Ba, I'm going to throw you pro. You know, we're going to get you ready. We're going to throw you pro, bro. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, that was way off guard.
Yeah, but yet again, I've been getting closer to God. I'm working with God, so I
felt like the right situation. Yeah,
I feel like this isn't something that any human is just gonna be like, oh, we're gonna do this because they don't care. Like I feel like, okay, if this is happening, it's happening for a reason. So let's do it. And then from there, my pro debut, March 11th, 2022. God was 6'7". I ended up stopping him in the beginning of the second round. And from there, we just kept getting better and better competition. And now we're at right now, God willing.
Yeah, now we're at 11-0, 5 knockouts.
About to be 12-0, 6 knockouts
March
on March 8th.
Yes, sir. How has boxing changed your life, bro?
Bro, I know it's going to sound very cliche, but it helped me mentally and physically. Like the mental aspect where I'm just, like I said, at one point I was just angry all the time. There's still times where I still had that anger inside of me, but like people will tell me too, they'll be like, yo, when you're in the ring, you're different. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'll be like, don't gas me up like that. I'm just doing my job. They're like, no, like your aura and everything, you're different. Like, and I'm telling everybody, then when I start to explain to people everything that goes on is that when I get into that ring, I can let out the emotions I can't let out all the time. Because I'm growing as a man as well, too. And I know as a man, I can't just be sitting there being emotional 24/7 and remembering, like I said it last night, even if I stop, the world around me going to keep revolving. I can't stop and let the world around me keep revolving because then now I'm staying stagnant while everybody else is progressing. Now, if I stay stagnant, I'm holding myself back.
Facts.
Now I'm wasting my potential. Now, I could be sitting here doing all these prayers. I could be sitting here talking to God, having all these conversations, and asking him for things, asking him for this, asking him for that. He's obviously not just going to hand it to me. He's going to give it to me in trials.
Yeah.
If I don't do my part, it's a waste. It's a waste of prayers. It's a waste of breath. It's a waste of all that. Now, of course, because God is Almighty God, He's going to be looking out still, but He's not going to be looking out just handing me opportunities. I have to go out there and go get it.
Facts.
It even says in the Bible, you have to do your part. You have to work.
For sure.
If you don't work, you stay stagnant, then
I agree with you 1,000%. Like, you can ask God for something, and He'll give you the opportunity to make it happen. You know what I mean? How has your relationship with God helped you out throughout this whole journey? You know, boxing, overcoming the trials and tribulations. Like, you know, at the end of every fight, you point up. You know what I mean? You do the cross. You praise Him on your captions. Like, how has that journey been as far as, like, Him helping you throughout the journey?
Bro, every single day is a blessing. I wake up.
Amen.
And every single day I wake up is because of Him.
Amen.
Because I know people who pass away in their sleep. That just means it was their time to go. It was their time to go to bed. I have a poem that I wrote called "Time to Go to Bed." But like that one, like, it means it was time for them to turn to rest. And every day I wake up, I realize that it's a gift. That He doesn't have to wake me up every morning. I don't have to be awake every morning. Actually, I shouldn't be alive, honestly.
Right.
With everything that happened.
Wow.
I shouldn't be alive. Even when I was a baby, there was a car accident that happened. The car flipped over like 7 times.
Wow.
I have a photo too. I was in half a body cast. Like anything could have happened. My mother too, same thing. She was in the car with me. She was making sure that I was alive the whole time. Like there has been multiple times I got shot at. I've been stabbed. Like bro, I should have been dead, but I'm still here.
Still here, bro.
Exactly.
It wasn't your day yet.
Like 50 Cent said, he got hit. I got hit, but he ain't breathing. No, my fault, bro. I'm a joke. Nah, but to bring it back into seriousness though, bro, every single day, He helps me. The closer I get, the more I pray. I notice He's giving me more trials and tribulations. I ask for patience.
Give you an opportunity to be patient.
Exactly, especially on the road. Especially on the road, bro.
For sure, bro.
For example, yesterday, I was driving. This car behind me, this guy got mad because when I turned out, he still had plenty of space. So I don't know what he was seeing. He was driving slow. So I'm like, okay, bet I could turn. I turn out. I see him in my rearview mirror, sticking me a middle finger. I don't know what he said. 'Cause I'm listening to music. I'm just looking at him. He pulls his window down. He's yelling out the window. I'm in my head like, bro, you're wasting your breath. And instead of me snapping and getting mad, I simply got out the truck. I looked at him, just went like this, bowed, was like this, like, I'm sorry, and just kept it pushing. Now me, 10, 11 years ago, I would got out the car, like, what's up, you got a problem? Blah, blah, blah. But there's no point in that. I would just be ruining my own self, ruining my own internal peace as well. That was an example. Mental clarity, praying to Him, talking to Him. I've been getting better with praying too. Where I set reminders on my phone where I pray twice a day. And when I say I'm praying, I don't mean like I'm just putting my hands together on my knees at my bed, talking to Him. I do that sometimes, of course, but I could be driving. And I'll literally say, I started off with this all the time, capital G-O-D, all the time. And then I'll be like, if you hear me, you hear me. If you don't, I know you hear me still.
Yeah.
And from there, I just talk to Him, I vent to Him. And I've been getting better with that too, because I'd rather vent to him and talk to myself and vent to myself than vent to anybody else, because every single time I ever vent to anybody else, they always use that against me.
For sure, bro. I mean, we can't trust in man, bro. We can only trust in God, right? And you're seeing it now. Like, the closer you get to him, the better you get as a person, the more you evolve and you fulfill the will that he has for you, bro. That's like when you're praying, bro, that's how you're getting connected, right, to Christ. And then he's revealing to you, like, that pull, that those nudges, like, that's him speaking to you of what direction you got to go in, bro. So it's been cool to see, like I could see the hunger in you, like meaning, like, you want to get closer to God now. I be seeing, like, you on Beasley's Live and all that stuff, and, like, just things I'm hearing from Davon, he be telling me. So it's just, like, it's cool to watch your journey from afar, bro. I want to ask you this. Boxing is one of, like, the dopest sports ever, bro, and it's very unique. Like, y'all have the walkout to the ring, which I think is the most fire, most swag thing you could have. Like, all eyes are on you, attention's on you. Just talk about the mentality, like, going to the ring, and, like, what are the thoughts coming to your mind as you're approaching and you're about to, like, go to battle?
Honestly, think about it like this. Think about, like, a stream or, like, a dam, right? Now you have a dam that beavers made, a natural dam that they made, and there's a little bit of water trickling down. But then the closer I get to the ring, the more wood from the dam is being removed. So it goes from a nice little stream, nice little valley, to now rushing waters, and we're blazing out like a waterfall. But I'm keeping it controlled. So as I get into the ring, as I'm walking to the ring, I hear everybody. Like, even before I get to the ring, I'm in the back. I hear my music start playing. I hear everybody just, ah. Right when I hear that, I sit there and I always smile. I can't help it. I was like, it's time. It's time. It's really time. Like Mariah Carey, whenever every single winter, she be screaming out, "Hey, it's time!" Like, it be like that, bro. And then I always choose different songs for how I want to go into the fight, or how I'm feeling at the moment, or how I felt during that whole camp. And when I do that walkout, sometimes I look around the crowd. Majority of the time, I'm staring at my opponent right when I walk out. I'm hoping he's looking at me, because I'm gonna make eye contact with him the whole time to let him know, like, yo, it's nothing personal. It's just business. But at the same time, you're not taking food off my table. Like, you've been doing this your whole life. I just started doing this. You've been had your chance.
Right.
Like, you could have been doing this. And then at the same time, I also think, though, too, like, yo, Thanjháe, stay relaxed. Don't get too cocky. Follow the game plan. Keep your mind at ease. So then finally, when we get in the middle of that ring and he tells us to touch gloves, I touch gloves. And now everything around me is dark. The crowd, not there. It's just me and my opponent, and we're sitting there in the middle of the ring. And at this point, now I'm in therapy now. So it's like therapy for me, because everything else blinks out. This is the only time where I'm not dealing with anxiety. I'm not dealing with overthinking. I'm not dealing with thousands of voices in my head. I'm not thinking about nothing else besides I'm gonna win. And then the only thing is, like, sometimes my opponents will think, like, okay, if I hit him really hard, I crack him real quick, oh, he don't back off. Nah, that wakes me up. Like, if I ever got, people told me this before, I barely ever allow myself to get hit hard anymore, because, it's boxing. Hit and don't get hit. So,
right.
When, for example, like my last fight, there was at the end of the second round, he got a knockdown. It really wasn't even that bad of a knockdown. It wasn't hard. Like, he didn't hit me with a crazy shot or nothing. I was already off balance. But then he landed a shot, and right when he landed it, I was already off balance, and both of my feet left the floor, kind of like a cartoon character slipping on a banana peel. I put my arms out to try to grab the ropes to catch myself. Did not happen. So I fell on my butt, and I'm sitting there, and at first I'm smiling like, all right, it's no biggie. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna give me 8 counts. My first time ever touching the canvas, but I'm not hurt at all. So, but I thought about that like in a point second, because then I look up, my opponent's like, doing this to me. Boy, when I told you, and 1 point second later, I stood up and just hopped up. Now I'm smiling. I'm like, all right, bro. I see how we playing it. I got you. This is. I should have been doing this from the beginning. All right, it's time now. Now you woke me up. Thank you. Rest of that round, only a couple of seconds. I started taking back the control, and then for the rest of the fight, I did what I had to do.
Yep.
I just did what I had to do.
Love that, bro.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this. Like, I feel like you've been the underdog most of your life. You've been counted out most of your life. The odds have been stacked against you most of your life, right? What would you say to someone that's in a similar situation that you used to be in?
Honestly, anybody who's listening to this and you feel like you're the underdog, you feel like you're the second choice, you're always the second choice and the second chance. To this day, I still feel that way sometimes. And to this day, it's been happening a lot when it comes to relationships, fights, all that stuff. I'm always the second choice. Till this day, I'm still the second choice at the time. And I accepted it because, like 50 Cent said, hate it or love it, the underdog's on top.
Mm-hmm.
On the ground, homie, till my heart stop.
Tough.
So until I'm dead, I'm not going to stop hustling. I'm going to just keep proving everybody wrong. All that does is light a fire inside of me. I love being an underdog because it also gives me more motivation. Like it makes sure that it keeps me hungry. It keeps the desire inside my heart. I love it when people doubt me. I love it when people show love, but I know in all reality, they're not really showing love. They're really just, like my coach says, he says sometimes a lot of people are going to buy tickets not to see you win. They're going to sit there to see you lose because they're waiting for the day that you lose. And whenever that day, if that day was to ever come, it's not going to be a loss. It's going to be a lesson. But I don't ever see myself have that happening. Now, yet again, if that was to ever happen, just wait for another comeback. It's a little minor setback for a comeback, for a major comeback. Right. God has everything set in stone. So everybody that feels that way, I just want everybody to know it's okay to feel like that. It's okay to be an underdog. It's actually a blessing. It's better because then you don't have to put that much pressure on yourself because you already are the underdog.
Facts.
But you should put that much pressure on yourself in a positive mannerism, not in a way of, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, and get anxiety. Nah, you should put that pressure on yourself to better yourself, to want to work harder, to prove people wrong. I love proving people wrong. I've always proved people wrong since I was young. I love it so much. To me, it's a blessing, to be honest, because then I get to show y'all, like, look, y'all don't see what I see. I have a vision. Y'all can't see the vision because you aren't me. But I have a vision that I see, like, all right, I have to show y'all now. So now y'all got to see the vision. Like, even now, I mean, I'm getting further in my career, but there's still mad work I have to do.
Right.
There's still so much more stuff I have to do. There's so much more work I have to do. And the craziest part is, this is coming from a person who started boxing in, like, 2021. Age 21,
Crazy.
bro. I don't have that much experience compared to everybody else I've been fighting. My last opponent, they said during the fight that he was ranked top 10 in the USA at one point. A lot of his fights, he was winning still by knockouts. As a professional, he's 8-0, 8 knockouts. All my other opponents, they all been boxing since they were young, crazy amateur records, all that stuff. I only just started a couple years ago. But I want to be that proof, and I want to be the example that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Tough. But at the same time, if you have talent and you work hard, it will push you further boundaries. And that's why I'm coming as a current underdog. Anybody listening to this, work hard. Who cares what anybody else thinks? People are always going to have opinions.
Facts.
Why would you care about the same opinions of the same people that crucified Jesus? Well, it doesn't make no type of sense. Only type of opinion you should worry about is your own opinion on yourself and also the integrity of yourself. Like, do you think that you're doing this as good as a human being? Do you think that God would actually be happy that you're doing this? Or do you feel like you're doing more things that demons are telling you to do? Even if there's not a balance and you feel like you're falling to one side, you're falling more to a demonic side compared to an angelic side, fix it. There ain't nothing hold you back but yourself. There's no reason to sit there and be like, oh, I can't do something. I can't do this. I can't do that. Now that just sounds like you're pitying yourself. Now it sounds like you're finding excuses, finding ways because you're scared. Don't be scared.
Love that, bro.
Chase your dreams.
Love that, bro. You're a living example of that for a lot of kids, bro, who come from where you come from, you know, bounced around a lot, mom and dad in jail. Bro, you made it happen, bro. Like, whether you realize it or not, you're already successful. You already beat the odds. You're not dead. You're not in jail. Like, you made it, bro. You made it. So keep doing what you're doing, bro. I want to ask you a little bit more about March 8th, right? Your opponent. How are you feeling going into this fight? And what do you feel like you need to do to win?
Shoot, I would say I just need to do what I've been doing, but that's not the right answer. What I need to do is just keep making adjustments and keep improving. That's all. It's literally just that simple. Keep working hard, but also working smarter than just working harder. because I could work hard all I want, but boxing is very mental. Similar to football, it's more mental than physical.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, like even with football, when I first started, I'm like, what do you mean it's more mental than physical? What are you talking about? Not realizing, like, even as a wide receiver, you're setting up a route. You have to set that route up. Same thing with boxing. You have to set those punches up. You have to be very intelligent. Gervonta Davis, he has a very low punch output, but he has one of the highest KO ratios because he sets those shots up.
Right.
He sets up those wins. He works hard, but he's also working hard mentally as well. He's working hard with his brain. Naoya Inoue, all those world champions, Muhammad Ali, back then was more grit. Like, there was more grit. Of course, there was intelligence as well, too, and they were extremely smart.
They were brawling, though. Yeah, it was like standing toe-to-toe and just swinging back and forth, back and forth.
And that's the thing, though. That's what it looks like from the outside. But inside the ring, they're not just swinging. They're like, okay, I'm going to throw this shot so I can set this shot up. Or I'm going to throw this shot so I can set this shot up.
They ain't dodging, though.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's the gritty part. There's times where it is like, boom, all right, I ain't hear no bell. Like, going back and forth.
Wildin'.
But, yeah, man, I just making sure that I stay focused on the vision. Just keep staying
Love
focused.
that, bro.
Keep working hard. Not letting know anything that happens to me outside of boxing, I just use it as a motivation. Like I said, like earlier, like just some stuff. My intuition was telling me some stuff. Some stuff happened recently, and hey, I wish the person the best, but
it just showed you reveal, like you got something got revealed to you for what it actually is.
Yeah.
And when you get that gift of revelation, it's on you to now move accordingly.
Yeah.
Right?
And luckily the person was at least like honest about it. And like, yeah, this and that, I don't want you looking stupid. And I'm like, oh, that's a blessing. I appreciate you.
Right.
So like, I still got love for the person and I appreciate that a lot. But at the same time, like,
it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt, bro.
Yeah.
I wanna ask you this. Where can people find you? Like tickets? How could they come support you? Like March 8th, you're in Philly. You're home, bro. So it's like, how can people find tickets, support you, dates, time, all that? I want people to know.
All right, so boom, I appreciate that a lot. So you can find me on Instagram, Thanjháe_Teasley, but it's THAJ_Teasley, TEASLEY. You can contact me on there, DM me, because I have tickets for sale, physical tickets. I'm still waiting on them, but I should be getting them within the next few days. Find me on Facebook, Thanjháe Teasley. You're probably not gonna find that, so just type in T Teasley. Just type in T Teasley, and you'll see the profile picture. And March 8th, I believe the fight should be starting between 7 and 7:30. The first fight.
Yep.
I'm not sure exactly what bout I am, as in like which fight I am on the card. But the first fight will definitely start around like 7:30.
Tough.
So
tough. Love, bro. Well, I appreciate you coming on, bro. I mean, I've been trying to do this for a couple weeks, just trying to find a time, but you know how life is, crazy, busy. But we finally made it happen. Trying to schedule a time with you is crazy. Talking about, bro, I gotta do this time. I'm like, dang, come on, man. We made it happen though, bro. And I appreciate you coming on, man, and just keep doing what you're doing, bro.
That's vice versa though too, because you're also doing a great job.
I appreciate that, bro.
Just from flag when we first met, bro, you went from here to here to here. You just keep elevating yourself, bro.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, like whether we realize it or not, bro, we're role models at the end of the day, and kids are looking up to us to see like what's possible, right? Especially kids from our community. Like when they see us achieve certain things, like they have hope at the end of the day, because a lot of times when we grow up, we only see what we're surrounded by. Right, so it's on us whether we realize it or not. Like as we're going through the grind and there's hard days, like there's kids watching us, bro. So we gotta keep pushing and reach new heights and keep doing what's never been done before, bro. Like what we've never seen before, because we're the example.
Yeah,
feel what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you too,
my
brother.
dog.
I appreciate you a lot, for real.
Guys, continue to subscribe. Again, I got my shot by Davon. When he drops another drop, make sure y'all go support him. But we'll be back next week with more fire. Y'all stay blessed.